Let's make a watercolor painting together. Splattered 2 different colors of blue, and I used a little light yellow green color as a little accent. Using just plain water, pull out some of those little dots that you splattered and make them into petals. The flowers will be very pale, and that's okay because we're going to be adding a little bit more color in a little bit. Use clean water while you're doing this, not any dirty water, because you want this to be very crisp. The only paint that's on your paper is the paint that you splattered. Everything else is just using pure water. You can make some round, like the faces are facing towards you, and you can make others like just going up. It's up to you how you make your flowers. Then using a nice soft green, add in some stems. You don't have to add a stem for every single flower head. Sometimes those flower heads can just be tucked in behind. Sometimes when you add too many stems, it gets a little busy. I sometimes use several different greens for my stems just to add some variation in color. Nature isn't perfect, and so then you don't have to be either. This is just for fun. Now that you have the basics done, grab a little bit of your darker blue and add it in where the petals are still wet. You want to make sure you do this while the petals are still wet. So if you've painted a little slower, you might want to do this before you do the stems. You want this darker blue to bleed out and go out towards the ends of your petals, but not all the way out. That way you get a nice variation of color. I used the same 3 colors that I had used when I splattered the paint. A darker blue and a lighter blue. Then when you're ready, add a couple leaves, but don't add too many. Something I've learned is when you add too many leaves, it gets very busy. So kind of lay low on the leaves. Going back to just using water on your brush, smear out some of those extra dots that you didn't use. This just adds a really fun texture to your watercolor and keeps it in a very loose look. I'm choosing to add just a touch of yellow to the centers of some of my flowers. I feel like that adds a really nice pop of color. But if you'd prefer to use a black or a brown or a green, that would also be beautiful.